I hope that some other people will be joining us as things shift focus on screen. But we're going to be starting off of the roller today for the advanced mat. So just go ahead and push the rollers aside and we'll roll back into an upper up curl. Frogging the legs in, heels together, knees apart, toes apart, supporting your head with your hands. Pull the skull up, pull the elbows down and in, and footwork. We inhale, we push the legs up and out in a long diagonal. Exhale and frog back home. Press away, reach, and exhale and retract. Slide the legs out at whatever level challenges you, but is possible for your back. We press the inner line of the legs together, and we still keep the heels together, even as the knees separate and the heels come in towards the tail. Let's do one more. Reach long and then pull it back. Now parallel legs, knees together, feet together, soft point, and stretch out and exhale, returning. So you're trying to wrap your feet around a pair of small balls there. So let the toes curve over and off the ends of the feet. You're lifting up through the center of the arch like you're sucking each ball up into the center of your legs. And you lengthen out, your feet pierce the air, you stand out, you come up with your head as you pull the legs into your body. Try to keep your body stable here on the ground. Pull in and flex your feet and now reach out with your heels and back in. Imagine you're pushing 1,000-pound weight away from you and drag a 1,000-pound weight back in, lengthening out. Really spread the feet wide here in flexion. The pinky edge of the foot pulls back towards your face. The ball of the big toe pushes away from you. And one last one here. You can always change the angle of your legs as you continue to pump. But now we lift the legs up to the ceiling. Inhale to point and exhale to flex. Elbows can come down, forward, and in. Eventually they'll open out, but that's harder to keep the body in that upper up curl with more weight away from center here. So elbows forward and down will assist you in finding a deeper curve and more work in your upper abdominals. Think heel ball toe and then toe ball heel, and one last one of these. And then we point, circle the arms around for hundreds and start pumping, inhaling. 5 beats on the inhale, 5 beats on the exhale. Again, you want to center your weight along your spine, left and right sides equally into the ground. Stretch the legs out long and press them into each other. You can experiment taking the legs a little lower. The lower the legs go, the more you'll feel the lower abdominals kick in. The upper abdominals are still working hard to keep your head and chest up off the ground. Gaze fixed on the belly. Watch the belly expand as you inhale and knit together and draw deep as you exhale. Your arms lengthen at your side here. Stretch across the room. Draw furrows up and down the wall with your fingertips here. And we'll just go for one more breath. After that deep exhale, you can fold the legs in, lay your head down, and then stretch the legs forward. And we'll lift the arms up towards the ceiling and then back. Your arms can go back as far as you can take them without arching the ribs and the waist. So we're going to lift the arms for roll up, lift the head, neck, and shoulder, exhale and pull up. Woo, I can tell all I've done is sit and watch the screen today and then dive forward. And then let's take it on back, curl the tail up and roll yourself down. The first one is usually not your best, unfortunately. And then we lift up, or maybe fortunately, since we're doing more, exhale coming up. The shoulders melt down your back as you dive forward here. Every repetition should give you the feeling of a little more length, more flexibility, and more strength. Arms stretch behind you, lengthen out. The arms stay in parallel as you come up. You want to exhale before you pick up the rib cage. As you dive your hip forward, take a bow, try to suck your waist back into the curve of your spine. And on the way back, you're rotating the pelvic girdle around the femurs, the top of the legs, and you stretch and open up behind you. One more. Exhale, lift. The arms can rise as you come up. And then pounce over your legs, dive forward here. Enjoy the stretch you feel. And then bring it on back. We lower slowly to the ground, getting ready for rollover. So once you're down, your arms can reach back and then circle around at your side. And then we'll fold the knees in, lift the legs up to the ceiling, soft point with the feet. We keep the legs together as we lift the legs up and overhead. In rollover, you're trying to think about the legs pretty much parallel to the ground when that works for you. Now open the legs, flex the feet. The legs are apart at hip width, maybe 4 or 5 inches. And then slowly roll your spine down, resisting gravity on the way. Stretch the legs out, take the legs together and close them from the upper inner thighs. We'll do 3 of those. So you push into your arms, work into your lats, lift the tail up. Imagine your tail draped back over your head by your heels. Open flex, get more stretch in the back of your legs, and then really to get even more stretch, try to drop the legs closer to your body. As you pull your body to the ground, you reach the legs out, you point the feet, you close them. We do one more, lifting with a soft point. Up and over here. Open flex, and down we go. Try to get every vertebra one by one, draping into the ground, and then get the tail grounded as you stretch the legs away. Close, now open, we do 3 with the reverse. So you're in a point, but the feet are apart. Coming up and over, push through your hands, push through your triceps, lift up to balance on your shoulders. Your gaze is up and back, close the legs, flex, and now pull the legs to your body and down with the hips to the ground. So we're going to reach the legs out to what we consider your working level. You still maintain the natural curves of your spine as the legs press away. Open point, and we lift to come up and over. Good. Balance equal weight on the scapula. You're not on your neck. Close the legs, flex, reach out through the heels. Picture the heels stuck on the wall behind you. Keep feeling that stretch, not just in the hamstrings, but also in the calves, as you press the legs across the ceiling and out towards the wall in front of you. One more, apart and point, going up and over. Lifting here, gaze up and slightly back, close flex, and down you go. Imagine your spine laying down like it's one of those velvet ropes in the movie theaters. You're going to place it down gently. We move into tree. So let's lower the left leg down. That foot is flexed. The right foot is pointed and out on an angle in the air. So now it's, tree is a one-legged roll up. So we lift the head up, look down your midline, coming up. Use your left hand first to the right leg, then the right hand, then the left. Come up and try to lift up to sit balanced on your sits bones with a really vertical spine. And then we take it down. So you curve the tail first, round your back. And then as your spine goes back, the arms follow. So be careful that you're not just lowering the hands down your legs and then falling into the ground. You want to really make this about your core working. I want a little more space. I'm scooting back. And so here we come up, lifting the head first. Look where you're going. And then bring your opposite hand to the lifted leg. Hold the other leg strong on the ground. Come all the way up. You can pull the shoulders down. You can widen the collarbones. You can lift the heart up. Float your head into the sky. And we're going down again. You're still looking to the inside of that leg with your gaze. As you lower your back down, the gaze lowers here. And then at the end, the arms are down at your side. Now from this point, let's lift the leg a little higher and we start your circles. In the advanced version, the hip comes off. So we cross the leg over, lifting the right hip off, the waist, the ribs come off also. Now reach the leg long, low, out to the side, externally rotating it, and bring the leg up to the top. And we do that again. So you cross over, the right side is mobile, the shoulder blade itself does stay on the ground, and then circle the leg around, bring it out to the side as far as you can without lifting the left side of the body off of your mat. And we sweep over again. That stretch should feel delicious across the hip and the outer thigh. Hold the left side heavy, think of dropping it into quicksand on that side of your body. 2 more like this. The collarbones stay wide, the shoulder blades stay down, no matter what the waist is doing here. And one last one, short inhale, and then a long, slow inhale to circle out, heavy, heavy on the left side before the leg goes right, and while it's to the right, pause at the top, we reverse. The leg goes out to the right, externally rotating, you push it forward and long, you sweep it across the body. As you lift the leg, you're going to start to feel the weight shift from your left shoulder to your waist to your right hip. And then you hold the pelvis steady as you circle the leg out to the side, across, spiraling off with the right side of your body, coming up to drop the right side down. And again, left side is glued to the floor. Like you just applied Gorilla Glue to your mat and then you stuck your body onto it. We're going to do one last circle like this. Keep stretching the arms forward, moving the shoulders away from your ears. Spiraling off the ground, and then lift that right leg up. Now here we scissor switch. The right leg goes down and the left leg goes up. The right foot flex, the left in a point. We lower the leg forward for tray on this side. So you're coming up again, looking down your midline, pulling your right hand now to the back of the left leg. Lift with the head. You're using your psoas muscle deep inside to pull the torso up towards that lifted leg. You sit up tall here, and then you curl the waist back, pelvic tuck, and then you bring your hands down your leg as you follow your spine to the ground. Still imprint your spine down on the midline of your mat, and then the arms lengthen at your side, stretch them forward. Lifting again, head and neck first, then the hand. Avoid pulling into the back of your knee. We don't want to pull on that joint. And then come up, widen your collarbones to help your shoulders drop down your back. And then reach both legs away from you as you lift the tail, start to round that low back and imprint the spine onto the ground from the tail up the body until the skull is all the way down. Arms at your side. And we circle. Inhale, let's bring the leg across the body. The left hip comes off now and the right side is stable. We circle the leg out. It can go low, it can go high, as long as you don't destabilize the pelvic girdle. So reach long, press everything that's on the mat into the mat to help you stabilize. But still at the same time, feel reach. You're going to lengthen through the center of the sole of both feet. We'll do 2 more here. A soft point through the foot means that you're really reaching more through the ball of the foot and less through the toes. So you don't cramp your foot. We don't need that. Come up to the top, pause, reverse. Now open the leg externally, take it out wide, sweep it low, drag it across the other leg, lifting hip, waist, and ribs, and then letting them fall to the ground with the weight of the leg moving. So we're going to pull into space, stretch out as far as you can from center without losing your center, without losing your balance on the mat here. And one final circle. Exhale all the way around so you feel the abdominal wall deepen. Bring that leg up to the ceiling, and then we can fold that knee into your chest and roll forward and up for rolling like a ball. Sit near the front third of your mat, and we grab hold of your shins. Look down into your belly, curl the tail up to rock back onto your sacrum. Now push the hands into the shins and the shins out into your hands. Elbows wide and lifted. Inhale to lift the tail. We roll to the blades only. Exhale to come in, looking down in towards the belly. You keep your gaze tucked down so that your head and your neck don't touch. And then, of course, you have to modulate the force with which you roll back and forward. So neither your feet nor your head nor neck will hit the ground. You're trying to roll in a straight line back and a straight line forward. Come up, take your elbows to your knees, and try to roll from here. So we go back. Diving forward, really pulling through the upper abdominals. See if you can keep the connection of your arms to your legs. Some days it works better than others. Exhale, coming up. It doesn't matter. The effort is what matters, right? And one more. So eventually, of course, we'd love to be better, right? So now we're going to go into the ab series. Right hand to the right ankle, left hand below the right knee, both hands on the right shin. Shoot the left leg out as we roll back into your upper ab curl. You can pull that one leg tight and the other stretches out. Inhale and switch the legs. Pull one and zip it into your body, compress it, and then release it forward. The leg draws a straight line out of the socket. Your gaze follows the straight line from your sternum down and out into space. I like to lift the elbows and pull them forward so I feel like I get a little bit more work of the upper arms into my upper abs. Let's end with the left leg in and then pull the right leg to meet it. One hand to each shin. Now inhale, arms and legs lift and stretch away. Circle the arms wide as you embrace the legs in. The most advanced version, the feet go down, they skim out. I hit the bar, and then you're going to pull the legs in at eye level and you embrace the legs here. So you reach out to whatever level you want if you're not going to slide your feet on the mat. Keep looking down at your navel as you stretch to your level, your angles where the spine stays safe and the abs are maximally engaged. Let's do one more. Stretch and then really connect once you come in. From here, right leg up, scissors, left leg forward. We scissor switch the legs, one down, one up. And both legs stretch, no matter whether they're going down or lifting to the ceiling. You can use your hands to pull yourself up a little deeper into the curve, then try to maintain it when you release your arms. Good, we'll end with the left leg up, bring the hands behind your skull, both legs up, elbows forward, down and in. Now lower lift the double legs. You push it away. This is a double leg lower lift. Exhale to bring them up. Just like the name of the exercise says, you push it out. You're cautious, you're aware of the weight of your legs attached directly to your spine through your psoas muscles. So you want to be, conservative with this. Press it out to a place where you know you can handle it. You're just on the edge. You're right up to the fence, but you don't go through it. And lift the legs here. Do one more. Imagine working through water. You feel the air around you, like it has weight, like it has substance like water. Move through it. And then twist to the right. The left leg goes forward. You come up and around. And then to the left. Upper ab curl plus rotation. Armpit to the inner knee. The opposite hip will stay grounded like it is attached to the mat. So that gives you more stretch as you twist away from that elongated legs, pelvic half. Let's end to your left, pull everything back, pull the knees in, lay your head down. Take a moment here, open the arms out and just rock your knees from one side. There's your inhale, exhale to center. Inhale, knees to the other side, look away. A little stretch in your neck. Exhale, pull it back. Do one more set. The knees fall to one side. The chest stays to the ceiling. Exhaling back to center and through it. Inhale over to the side. And exhale, return. All right, we can pull the legs into the body again. And then rock forward and up. Open the legs for spine stretch. Elevate your hips if your back line is tight. And most advanced, we lift the arms up to the ceiling. Non-traditional, but what feels great is turn the palms back, look up, imagine holding a ball in your hands and slide the ball across the ceiling to do an upper back extension. The lower part of the spine, like up 2/3 of it, stays vertical. And then you come back to center, look down, and you take that ball and you press it over your feet, reach out long and lift your belly as if it's wrapping around another ball here resting on your legs. And then push down with your legs, your sits bones, and come up. Base of that ball, let it go back and behind you. The blades pull together and drop down your spine. And then you come out of it and exhale all the way over. Suck the belly up into the curve of your back. Dive forward here. Stretch. The head hangs, tractioning your neck. Let's do one more like this. The legs are strong as they press into the ground. Knees could be slightly bent if you need that to release your hamstrings. Come back to center. We end going forward. Exhale all the way over. The head leads the way for the spine to curve, bend, and stretch. Stay here. Hold on to your legs. Like pull back with your waist and really feel the stretch in your body where you need it. Then we're pulling the tail towards the heels towards the tail for open leg balance. Rock back on your sacrum. Let's do one set of one leg. So the right leg will lift up. You stretch the back of the leg. Leg reaches high and then pull that heel back in, connect your heels. And now the left leg goes up, the left shoulder does not. Very nice. And then pull the heels together. Now both legs simultaneously. Both legs rise, stretch the back line, arms and legs straight eventually, and then pull the heels down. We're taking it up one more time and then rocking. Be sure you have room. So we'll lift the legs up in the air. They're apart, just the width of your shoulders, not too wide. But I know that's easier. Now look at your abs, lift your tail to roll back, bounce on your shoulders, and exhale and come up. And we do that again. So round your back, curve it. You breathe on the inhale to go back and your exhale to go forward. So you learn from each one, right? If you didn't have enough energy to come up, you have to use a little bit more force. If you had too much force going back and you land on your head, you need a little bit less there. Or you've got to really think about keeping your gaze on the navel. Do one more. Rolling back here, but in the air, and then exhale forward. Close your legs, leave the legs in the air, and then you can either walk your hands down your legs as your spine goes down or go hands free. Pull your spine into the ground, and we're going to lift the legs up for advanced corkscrew. Let's just review this from the shoulder bridge first. So go into a bridge position. And we'll start lifting the tail, hips, waist, ribs, coming all the way up here. And then let's go down on the right side of your spine. So you're going to tilt your spine to the right. The right side is heavy, the left is light. Go down shoulder blade, waist, hip, release the tail, and then come up on the right side again. So the left side is trying to stay off the ground. The body's on a diagonal here, and then come center at the top. Now tip to the left and go down the left side of your spine, left shoulder, waist, hip. Release the glute, push the tail down, and then curl the tail up. Still, you're focused on the connection of your body to the ground being about 2 to 3 inches from the center of the spine. At the top center, go down on the right side. Pull your body all the way down here on the right side. The left side, might not touch, or part of it will touch, but it'll come down lower after the right side did. Coming up with the weight still on the right side of your torso. Center here, the ballast shifts, and we go down on the left side. Work it all the way down here and settle. We're going to add that to the leg circles corkscrew. But if you're new to this, you can take a roller or a yoga block or pile of books or something under your hips, so you don't have to start from the ground. Here we jackknife up first. So fold the legs in, lift the legs up, and then we jackknife up to the ceiling. Bring your legs up high. And now we go down on the right side. So do the same tilt you did with your spine in the bridge. Gaze is up, don't look at your belly. Don't look at your legs unless they happen to be in your field of vision. When your hips are down, you circle the legs out to the right, forward, to the left, pull them almost all the way in. You're still on the tilt. Oops. As you come up and lift through the equipment, gives extra points. Go down on the left side. Left hip touches first, and then circle to the left, forward, around to the right. Circle wide, but come back in, and then push off your arms as you lift. Use your exhale to bring your hips high. We go down the side we just came up on, so we tilt to the right and go down. Try to delay. You don't want to fall into the ground. You want to work your way into the floor. And then the leg circles around. To your left, back in, and up we go. Lift here, the toes pierce the ceiling above you. Now last time, tilt to the left and go down. We circle the legs from left to right. Since we started going down on the right, we're going to end going up on the right. Come back. At the top, your feet are right over your forehead, over your third eye. And now we come straight down the middle, jackknife, to open the legs and lift up into soft. Questions? Everyone doing okay so far? All right, good. So elevate your hips if you need to. Extend the arms out. Reach long through your fingertips. We're going to rotate to the right. The left arm reaches across the body, the back of the hand to the outside of the leg. The right arm reaches back. The palm stretches to the ceiling and reaches away long from the other arm. Now come all the way upright, center, spin to the left, and dive over. Anchor down through your right hip, your glute, your thigh, as you spiral to the left. Pull your body upright, center here, spin to the other side, and then the head leads you out and over. Try to pull your arms away from each other. Feel that stretch in your back and across your collarbones. Coming upright, come vertical first, then untwist, and then twist to the opposite side. That leads you out and over. At this point, try to pull your left shoulder back towards your right shoulder blade. So you get more rotation. You're trying to open your chest to the wall to your left. Coming up, center, and release the arms down. Close the legs, and we flip over on our stomachs for swan. All right. Eventually, legs should be together. You can have them apart a little bit here. And that helps release the low back, which is why I say that. So your hands are back by your armpits. The elbows are lifted. And you're going to think of pulling the floor back towards your legs to propel the head and chest forward. Coming up, you can push into the ground, but you try to lift with your back muscles engaged. And then down you go, releasing down a little bit at a time. So think of a bowling ball coming up from your sacrum, up your back, to the back of your neck, to tilt your head down and look down at the ground and slightly forward. And again, pull back with the arms, pull forward with the chest. We're lifting to stretch the abdominal wall as the back contracts to lift you. And then bring it down again. Eyes are still up on the way down until the very end. And then we're going to lift to come up and either do a catch and release where the hands come up and then catch down again, or you can throw the arms up in the air and back towards your legs. So pull, coming up, and then kick the legs in the air as your chest dives down. Keep your chin off the floor. Keep looking up. Child's pose. Round your back, curve it. Head hangs down. And then we'll slide forward onto our forearms for a single leg kick. So push the arms into the ground, expand the chest, lift it, stretch across the front at the collarbones. And we're going to pump the right legs twice, pulsing in 1, 2, and down. Now the left, pulse 1, 2, and down. Now the right. You would like to keep your pelvis steady on the ground. No popping up or bopping of the butt cheeks. Right, you get that by imagining that the whole pelvic girdle is filled with concrete or wet sand. You also get it by working to open up your hip flexors so the tightness in the hip flexors don't mobilize your body when you want to keep it steady. Do one more set here. The arms pressed down, you're not collapsing into your arms, you're staying suspended above them. And then go ahead and lay yourself down, turn your head to the right, overlap your hands on your back and drop your elbows. Here, 3 beats with both legs. Take a deep inhale to prepare. Exhale, kick 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Push the legs down. Reach the arms back. Eventually, the thumbs intertwine, and the arms and the wrists are straight. Go down, turning to the left. Elbows fall and kick. Pulsing 1, 2, 3. Push the air out of your lungs. Reach the arms down, reach up. Down you go, turning the head to the right. And again, triple beat with both legs in unison. Feet are grounded. Reach the arms back. Try to reach back so far towards your heels that your chest must rise. And then you go down looking left last time and pulse the air out of your lungs. Push it out, reach it out. Down you go, we end in the lift. Then you bring your hands to your side, lift up, sort of plank up, and then sit back in your child's pose, stretching out your back. Stack your spine coming upright. Turn around for neck pull. So neck pull is the more advanced roll up. The legs are apart, which makes it more difficult. And we sit upright with the feet flexed, hands behind the head. Pull the skull up, elbows lift, shoulders drop. Hinge back with a neutral spine first from your hip joints. Look forward, tuck, elbows can move forward. As you bring your body down to the ground, you control it down here. You can take your fist into your hand or leave your hands by the base of your skull. Lifting the head, exhale. Push your arms together to access your lats, your external obliques, and dive over. Stretch the head out long. And then float the spine up, coming all the way up here, stretching the halo away from the tail. Now lean back. There's no additional arch in the spine. If you start to feel your back is arching, tuck, roll yourself out, go into flexion in your spine and lay it down gradually. And then we lift to come up again. Exhale to pull yourself off the ground. As soon as you can, bring your hands behind your head, pull the head forward, not down, stretch your spine, lengthen that whole back line. And then articulating up, coming up right here, and lean it back, tuck, and roll it to the ground. Now from here, circle the arms down, and we are going to do what's called the advanced scissors and bicycle. In this position, in this exercise, you're up in the jackknife position and you move your legs. So I'll show you what people tend to do first, and then what we aim to do. If it's still hard for you to lift in a jackknife, take something to elevate your hips and start from that higher position. It's usually not, but after this point, you've been doing jackknife for a while. So it just that depends on your body type and how you're feeling today. So we're going to begin by folding the legs in, lifting the legs up, and then you come up with your hips, stretch your legs up to the ceiling, and you do get to take your hands to support the pelvic calves. So the heel of my hands is down into the bone of the pelvic girdle, and my fingers reach up towards my sits bones. Now, what you what most people do is, first of all, I'm going to have to bend my knee because of the equipment here, but most people will take one leg back and one leg forward. And that's kind of a good thing in a way, because then you can really stretch the hip of the leg that's moving forward and away from you. And then you would end up pulling both legs back up, pretend that back leg was straight. I'm going to actually move here. See if I can do it there without having to thread my feet through. So one leg forward, one leg back. Open the hips and the scissor split. The heel of my hand is right at the iliac crest. So there's the elephant ear curve of the hip bones into the heel of my hand. And then as you lift the legs up, try to reach up through your tail, up through your feet. So you're not dumping too much load into your arms. And then again, you could take one leg back and one leg forward, reach it out. Watch that your leg doesn't go sideways, which it will if your IT band is tight. Try to push that leg out and away. And then you'll lift both legs up to the ceiling. Now, after working with that for a while, you're going to start to advance so that one leg stays directly up to the sky and the other leg goes forward and away from it. And then you can scissor here, keep one leg up to the ceiling and the other leg reaches out and away. So we're trying not to bring one foot over your shoulder, over your face. As you do that, you also can just hold the one leg up in the air and then lower the other leg out and down, and then bring that leg up to it. So wherever you are trying to continuously lift the hips out of your hands and keep pushing down with your arms into the ground. So that's scissors. From there, let's just take a little break. So roll it, twist your arms down, roll your spine down, shake out your wrists if you need it. From there, we move into bicycle, which we've done on the ground, where you just have one leg going forward and out, just like riding a bike, but the legs would be here in parallel. And of course, you'll be elevated up to be standing on your shoulders. So you can fold the legs in, push your arms into the ground, extend the legs out and forward, and then jackknife up. Lift your hips. Again, your hands will support the pelvic girdle, the heel of your hand into the rim of the pelvic girdle behind you, so you feel that connection there. Elbows narrow is more helpful than elbows wide, because the more vertical you are, the less load in the arms. Now for the bicycle, one leg goes forward and out. As it pulls back, the other leg goes forward. And you stretch the leg long. The lift of the one foot going up to the ceiling is what helps you keep the load out of your wrist. Try also to keep lifting your tail. And then we're going to reverse the back pedal. So you take the leg as low as you can, and then scoop it up as if you're scooping sand out of the beach and back over your shoulder. Seems like a hard way to dig a little tunnel in the sand, but there we are. And then we'll lift both legs up. Shoulder bridge comes next. Now, if you've got the amount of extension in your back to do this, you would take the heel of your hands again to the hip bone crest, the fingers towards the navel. One leg goes forward and down. The other one follows, and you're elevated here on your shoulders with your hips in the air and a lot of hip extension for your first set of kicks. If that doesn't work for you, you just could go to the ground out of your jackknife and then come up into a regular bridge. So from here, at the first part of the intermediate kicks, we pull the right knee into the chest, lift the right foot up to the ceiling, point the foot down, maybe tap the floor, and exhale, lift it up, point to reach it out and down, flex to bring it up. One more, try not to let the butt drop. And then fold the knee, lower the foot, stand in that leg, lift your hips if they've fallen, and let's pull the left knee in, extend the left leg up, try to lift the pelvis here, point the foot to go down, flex the foot to lift it, point, reach it out, flex and bring it up. One more. You're gonna really stand into your foot that's on the ground, and then fold the knee, lower the foot, lift your hips, roll your spine out. You bridge down from the top of the shoulders, down the spine through the blades, to the waist, to the sacrum, to the tip. Scoot back a little bit for more space. And here we go up just a regular bridge. So your feet are standing deeply into the ground like they're sinking into sand. You tuck, curl the tail up, pull the knees forward over the toes. You pull your tail forward up between your knees. You're still looking up and slightly back. So as your chest rises, you don't choke up through your throat. You still want to be able to breathe, obviously. So push the top of the shoulders down, roll to the outside of the arms, and try to lift your heart up a little higher. Don't let your knees splay open. Imagine you're still holding a ball here between your thighs. And now to come out of it, we roll to the inner arm, the scapula widen on your back, and you sink your spine down between your blades. Try to keep your tail up for as long as possible. And at the end, release your tail down. So you get a lot of work in the back line, glute, hamstring, and back of the arms too. Now we're going up one more time to add the kicks, starting with the left leg. So we begin with the pelvic tuck. You rock on the pelvis. You rock to your waist. You come up. You stand here into your arms, into your feet. Pull the left knee in, extend the foot up. Now it's a flex to go down and a point to lift up. Flex down, draw a big arc in the air, reach out through the foot. One more flexing and point to lift. Fold the knee, lower the foot next to the other one. Well, parallel to it. It's not exactly next to it. And then we stand in that left foot, pull the right leg in, extend the leg up. You flex to push down and point to go high. Flex down, point up. One more, flex and point to lift. Bend the knee in over your chest, lower the foot, parallel to the other one. You lift your hips if they've fallen, and then roll to the inner arm and curve your way down here. Come all the way down to the ground. Release your tail at the end. And we'll come up to sitting here now for spine twist. Extend the legs out, the feet are flexed, you sit upright. And then bring the arms out to the side. If your chest is even a little tight, you want to bring the hands in front of your collarbones and not to the side. Push down through the arms, lift up, and we rotate to the right. Twisting here, pulse 1, 2, 3. Lift to center and then to the left. Twisting 1, 2, 3. Coming center and then to the right. Bring out your waist. Avoid having the arm move in towards a 90-degree angle. So whatever the distance is, whatever the angle is between the two arms across the front of your body, maintain it as you wring out your waist, as you twist and pulse. One more set. The legs should stay parallel. There should be no movement through your heels. It's as if your feet were attached to a wall and they stay, both of them, on the wall equally. Lower the arms down now, and we'll lay on your back for jackknife. So rolling back, fold the knees into your body. Lift the legs up to the ceiling, and then we'll press through the legs, start to go up, and the legs can start low, but then you lift the hips and you shoot the legs up in the air. Now we're just going down, nothing fancy. Bring the spine down and then reach the legs away. And we do that again. So you're going up, you push to lift. As you advance this exercise, you get to the point where you don't go low with the legs over your head to like parallel to the ground and then elevate the legs. You just go up to the highest point your legs can reach and try to keep the angle more open at the hips. So the difference would be when you first learn the exercise, right? You might go over low like we did roll over and then lift the legs from there. Then you might even lower the legs to come down. But as you advance, which will be better because I won't be kicking my equipment, is that you just go up and you push the legs high initially. And then you come back down. Work slowly into the ground. Try to delay. All right. So we're just going to do the clam series now. So lay on your side facing the screen. Prop yourself up on your elbow. And then your bottom elbow pulls in towards your waist, just so you organize that sideline of your body here. The knees are bent and stacked, heels in line with your tailbone. Head is back in line with your spine also. Maybe the elbow goes back a little bit more. And let's take your top hand into the hip crease, a third of the way up it. Take your index finger, point in, that's pointing right at the socket. We're going to rotate that leg externally to lift the knee up and then exhale to close it down. And you elevate the knee. You rotate the thigh and then you rotate internally to close. Inhale up here and exhale down and lift and exhale to the ground. Now lift, hold it there, extend the legs, straighten the knee. That way when you bend the knee, if you kept the thigh where it is, the foot goes right back, edge of the foot to edge of the foot, and then you close it down. So we spiral up, you stretch, you fold, and then close. Lift again, extend it out, fold it down, close it in. One more, open, lengthen, fold, and down. Now for fire hydrant, you pick up the whole leg as a unit and bring it down to the other leg. We're looking for precision here in the movement so that the legs align when they come back together after separating. And of course, also you're feeling this in your glute medius, right up here, upper outer thigh, and a bit in that side glute. One more. All right, perfect. And now onto your stomach for grasshopper. You can overlap your hands or take them under your hip bone crest. Stretch the legs long. And then let's lift both legs and clap the thighs together to open and close your heels. The head hangs down. Try to drop your tailbone and pick up the legs with the glutes. So deep inhale and a long exhale. Light tap, don't kill the inside of your feet. And then lower down, child's pose. Lift up, curve back. Stack your spine coming upright. And then we slide to the other side for the clam series here. Support your head. Pull that bottom elbow in slightly. Feel the lift, the energy in the armpit. That's your lat in the back, your pec in the front. And heels in line with your tail and your sits bones. Your top hand can rest here, index finger into the crease. And now we spiral that leg externally, lift it, and exhale to close it. You could even think about pushing that hip bone crest forward as the leg rotates out, and pull the hip bone crest back as the leg rotates in. It's like you're wringing out the bones here to maybe get a little bit more release through that socket. But you want to be sure you're working from the joint in the crease and not from like your upper back or your hip. So we're not doing this. We're not falling backwards to really pick the leg up. Take it where you can go legitimately, keeping your hips stacked. It could be really different on the two sides. Sort of depends on a lot of things, but one thing could be the way the two pelvic halves are set into your body. Now lift the knee, extend the leg out, bend the knee, the edges of the feet go back together automatically, and then you close the knees down. The knee spirals up, you reach out through the foot, fold here at the knee, and close it down. Again, spiral up, extend, fold, and close. One more here. And then fire hydrant, you hold the hips level, you lower lift the leg. As the knee goes up, the femur head drops down. As one end of a bone rises, the other end lowers. And you want to stay stacked so you really feel this very clearly in the sideline of your glute and upper thigh. Do one more like this and lower it down. All right, so come back up and we're just going to do another forward stretch to balance out the body after doing something asymmetrical. So extend the legs here, legs open, and go ahead and let your hands reach down to the mat between your two thighs. And you look down and then slide the hands forward along the mat. Hang your head down low, really stretch it out here. And then you can slide your hands back in as you stack your spine from the bottom to the top. It's often good to do something in a balanced way after doing asymmetrical work. And that, my darlings, is it for today. So I hope that was fun for you and you got a good workout. And now you can go back and check on the inauguration and the party that's going on in DC. So see you guys soon. Thank you for coming to class.
Thank you. Bye.
So good to see you. Thanks for coming.